Welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy today's short story. Trapped by Olivia Julius.
Oh, hush Justin and stand still. Ashley said, bending down behind me. But I could not stand still. I was both furious and livid that I was put in this admittedly bizarre situation. This was my wedding day, damn it, isn't this supposed to be my happy day? You would think that, yet here we are. I am currently looking over my skyrise apartment watching the traffic below me move. I wished I were among them. I wish more than anything that wasn't here right now. I never imagined that this was possible. I never in 1,000 years has I ever expected that my bride-to-be was a witch. Here, let me explain myself. My name is Justin Stevens and I am a self-made millionaire. You have probably heard of me. In the early 2000s I founded a small tech startup that practically overnight expanded into a tech empire. In fact, you are probably using one of my devices right now to read my story. That is right, I am the founder of Pineapple, the world's largest cell phone, laptop and gaming computer maker in the world. I had everything. A cool car, a luxury suite overlooking the Manhattan skyline, and billions in the bank. My life was perfect. Well, almost perfectly. For years I lived as a bachelor, never really finding that one girl who could look past my money and my empire and instead see me for who I really was. That is where I met Ashley. Ashley was an assistant at Pineapple's main headquarters in New York. When I met her, she had just got done dropping her daughter Jamie off in the company's daycare facility while I was headed up to my office. Just to make a long story short, she was pleasant, kind, and we hit it off immediately. She was not like the other girls in my life. She did not pretend to be perfect around me. She was down to earth and so full of life. I could not imagine loving someone more than her and being the best father I can be to her daughter. I guess that was where I messed up. I should have known that a girl like Ashley never existed. I woke up this morning in Jamie's room. I knew that I had fallen asleep in my own bed, yet there I was waking up in Jamie's overly girly bedroom. Pink pillows were all around my head and I was wrapped around Jamie's pink princess comforter. I got up in a hurry, glad that both Jamie and Ashley were not here. Instead, they were both at Ashley's mother's house waiting for the wedding there. You know, since it is bad luck to see the bride before the wedding and all. I started for the door when I noticed that everything was all wrong. Everything was taller and bigger than what it was last night. Even the door handle seemed to be higher up. But that was not the bad part. The bad part was when I looked over to a small mirror that was connected to Jamie's vanity. Look, I know this is not going to sound possible, and by saying this I sound like I'm going crazy. But I looked over to the mirror and saw Jamie looking back at me. I slowly walked over the mirror and as I got closer, so did Jamie. Jamie was wearing her favorite onesie pajamas that had large colorful dots printed on a white background. I dared not to look down at myself because I feared I would see me wearing the exact same thing. But this was not possible. I mean, I must be crazy, right? Or at least I must be dreaming. But I knew this was not a dream. This was real life. I know what you're thinking. A voice said behind me. I jumped a little and turned around to find Ashley standing in the door frame. Next to her was a guy who it only took a second to recognize. The guy was me. But if I was Jamie, does that mean Jamie was in my body? What's going on? I asked. My voice was shaky and more girly than I was expecting. I could see my body smile a little as he turned to face Ashley. I always love it when they very first wake up, my body said. Ashley nodded in agreement and walked into the room. Well, how do I put this lightly? My name isn't really Ashley and that one's name never was Jamie. Well, I guess the bodies that we created were, but that's a long story and your puny mortal mind won't even comprehend what's going on, so I'll leave you trouble of finding out. What you will understand is this: we both have the power to make human bodies like this one and your new one, she said, motioning over to me. I looked down at my body and saw that I was no longer wearing the onesie but instead a pair of pink shorts and a white spaghetti strap undershirt. We have the power to transfer people's mind into the bodies we make, giving us control of their old bodies and their lives. Why me then? I asked. But I already knew the answer. I was on track to being the richest man in the world and they wanted my fortune all to themselves. Dash. That was 2 hours ago. Now I stood in front of a large window overlooking the New York skyline while Ashley took the zipper on the back of the flower girl dress and zipped it up, encasing me into a dress I had no idea how to wear. I looked down at the dress that was now wrapped around my feet. It felt awkward to be wearing it, and all I wanted to do was get out of it at once and beg Ashley to give me back my body. But I knew that she would never give up my body, and I might as well get used to living my life as Jamie.